Sorry, just felt like jamming a bit. This is section 2, day 2 of ordering numbers and number lines. Okay, today you're not just going to be putting numbers on your number line. You're going to have to put variables into, or you're going to have variables that stand for a number and then put that number into other variables. So let me explain what I mean. Okay, so for example, on number 1 it says order the numbers in increasing order and graph on a number line when x equals 3. Okay, that is what your variable equals this time. So every time you see an x in one of these guys right here, you're going to put a 3 instead. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. On the first one you have minus 2x over 3, so instead of x you're going to put a 3. So you have minus 2 times 3 over 2. Okay, and minus 2 times 3 gives you negative 6 over 2, and negative 6 divided by 2, of course, is negative 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that on our number line. So we have negative 3, and we're going to put that guy right there. Oops, not a very good drawer. Okay, so that's negative 3 for the first one. Let's try the next one. Okay, we'll put him in red. Okay, so this time we have 4 over x, so instead of x we'll put 3. So we have 4 over 3, which is also 4/3. Okay, so if you put 4/3 in your calculator, you would get 1 1/3, which is also known as 1.3 repeating. Okay, so if we went down here to our little graph, you can go 1 1/3. So if you approximate it pretty close, that'll get you right about right there. Okay, so there's 1 1/3 for you. Okay, next one. Let's try square root of 3x. Remember we have to put, let's try blue this time. Instead of x, we have to put a 3. So we're going to put square root of 3 times 3. And 3 times 3 is 9, of course. Okay, and if you wanted to type in square root of 9 on your calculator, you would push the second button, then your square root button, which is also the x squared button, 9 equals, and that would give you the result 3. Okay, so if you came back over to your number line, go ahead and put that on there at 3. And there you go. Okay, so not so bad. Okay, dos más. Let's see if I can do a different color. Let's try green this time. Okay, so this time we got minus absolute value of x, so let's go ahead and substitute that in. Now, all absolute value means is you're going to take that number, if it's a negative, make it a positive. Okay, so the absolute value of 3 is going to be 3, of course. So this turns into this. Okay, so you got negative 3 again. Whoops, we got one that's right on top of each other. Doink. Okay, that's kind of funny. Then we got, of course, x to the 4th. Okay, so that gives you, let's change colors. This time we'll do pink for all you girls. Okay, so we got x to the 4th, so that would be 3 to the 4th. And 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 gives us 81. Okay, for whatever reason we didn't make a very big graph. Okay, so 3 to the 4th would end up being somewhere, way out here on the page, okay? Even further. So you'd be way out there for 81. Okay, so of course that's where it would go. Alright, so that's the first page. That's how we handle our order and number lines. Okay, take a break if you want to. I think we got one more example after this. Alright, let's try another real quick. Okay, this is just the same stuff, but instead of putting a 3 in there, we got a 5. But before we go any further, I got an awesome joke for you. Hey, what do you call a guy with no arms and no legs right on the edge of a lake? Think about it. Think about it. Doc. Awesome. You like it. Okay, so this time we're going to use x equals 5. So we're just going to simply plug those guys in. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. We'll start with our pink color. So we got 2, and instead of x, we're going to put 5. So 2 times 5 equals 10. Okay, so we'll go ahead and plot that on our points. If we went over here a little bit more, 10 would be on there. Oops. And then 10 would be on here. Let's draw it a little better. There we go. Okay, so that's the first one. This time, let's go with red. Okay, so we got x over 3, but instead of x, we're going to put 5. So we have 5 over trace, and that equals 5/3. Okay, if you put that on your fraction, or in your calculator, that's going to end up being 1 2/3, or 1.6 repeating. So let's zoom in here and put that on our number line at 1 2/3. Okay, so right about in there would be your 1 2/3 mark. Okay, so 2 down, 2 to go. Okay, so this time we're going to use, what do we want to use? It's a rainbow color. I don't know what that looks like. It's not rainbow. Okay, let's use purple. Okay, so we got minus 3x plus 16. So you're going to go minus 3 times 5 plus 16. And minus 3 times 5 is minus 15 plus 16 will give you n. Okay, so we're going to zoom in, put our 1 on our graph. Okay, not so bad. And the last one, we got absolute value. And we're going to do, we'll do blue this time. Okay, so we got the absolute value of negative 5, plug that in. Okay, and the absolute value of negative 5, that means you have to take that number and make it the biggest possible, which would be 5. Okay, so go ahead and zoom in, put that on your graph. And that's all of our numbers. Okay, so if you need to take a little bit more time and do that, you can. I'm going to leave number 3 up to you. Okay, I think you can do it. Peace. Oh, make sure that you get this one done. I'm going to check it. Bye-bye.
So fly, got the club on Chong, got hits like the wolf beating the back of the